He's a two-time Rugby World Cup winner, a heavyweight boxing champion, a Super Rugby champion, and an NRL Premiership champion. Even now, Sonny Bill Williams remains one of the most debated figures in New Zealand sport. Some say he's the greatest cross-code athlete New Zealand's ever produced. Others, that he was a flashy name who never truly earned his status. So what's the truth? Today, we're going to dig deep into one of the most polarising careers in modern sport, where loyalty, legacy, and controversy all collide. And by the end of this video, you might just see Sonny Bill Williams in a way you never have before. It all started in state houses of Mount Albert in Auckland. Born in 1985, Sonny Bill wasn't supposed to be a superstar. His family struggled to make ends meet, and his path to professional sport was anything but guaranteed. But talent, that was never in question. By age 14, he was signed by the Canterbury Bulldogs in Australia's NRL. Just 4 years later, he made his professional debut and instantly turned heads. In his very first year, he helped the Bulldogs win the 2004 NRL Premiership title and was crowned the league's Rookie of the Year. And this wasn't hype, this was real dominance. Bone-crushing hits, offloads that defied logic, and a physical presence few had ever seen in someone so young. But success didn't come without friction. In 2008, just 4 years after that breakout year, Sonny Bill shocked the entire rugby league world. Mid-season and still under contract with the Bulldogs, he packed his bags and left the country, flying to France to join Toulon in the rugby union. No warning, no goodbye, and no explanation until he'd landed. The NRL called it betrayal. The media went ballistic. Former players slammed him for walking out on teammates. But Sonny didn't flinch. He later revealed that he'd grown tired of the toxic culture and wanted a fresh start. His switch came at a cost. He had to pay nearly $750,000 in damages, but to him, it was worth it. That moment alone would haunt and defy him for years. Some fans never forgave him. Others admired the move as bold, fearless, and true to himself. Now in rugby union, Sonny had a point to prove. He adapted quickly, and in 2010, he debuted for the All Blacks. Within a year, he was lifting the Webb Ellis Cup as part of a key player in New Zealand's 2011 Rugby World Cup winning squad. 4 years later, he did it again, but this wasn't just a story of medals and trophies. Sonny brought a new style to the 15-man game. His signature offload became a global talking point. Defenders couldn't shut him down. He had the rare mix of power, agility, and timing, and when he was on form, no one looked more dangerous. Still, questions lingered. Was he really All Black material, or was he selected for his fame more than his form? While others speculated, Sonny kept moving. He bounced between rugby union, NRL, and even professional boxing. Yes, boxing. Between rugby seasons, Sonny built a serious record in the ring, going undefeated for most of his career and winning the New Zealand heavyweight title. He even claimed the WBA international belt. Critics were quick to point out the quality of his opponents, with some saying the fights were handpicked and lacked legitimacy. But Sonny never backed down, even stepping into the ring with experienced fighters like Francois Botha and Barry Hall. And although his boxing career eventually cooled off, it only added to the mystique. How many elite athletes could dominate in two codes and then hold their own in professional combat sport? But Sonny's journey wasn't just about trophies and headlines. In 2009, while playing for Toulon in France, he converted to Islam, a deeply personal decision that changed the next chapter of his life. He spoke openly about how the faith gave him discipline, calmness, and clarity. And that change was evident on the field. Gone was the impulsive, flashy kid. In his place was a more mature, composed leader, one who began using his platform to speak out on social issues. He publicly supported the Muslim community after the Christchurch mosque attacks in 2019 and called attention to the Uyghur crisis in China, actions that earned him global praise but also sparked political backlash. Still, Sonny Bill Williams remained a lightning rod for criticism. Throughout his career, there were whispers that he received special treatment. Some claim he was managed differently, picked for big games even when his form dipped. Injuries were a constant battle, and there were accusations, right or wrong, that he played when it suited him and sat out when it didn't. Others in the squad reportedly didn't appreciate the media circus that followed him. One moment stood out in particular. The 2017 British and Irish Lions tour, Sonny was red-carded for a shoulder charge to the head of Anthony Watson. the first All Black to be sent off in 50 years. New Zealand lost that match and Sonny was suspended. His critics pounced. They said he was reckless, dangerous, a liability. Supporters argued it was a rare mistake from a player who had done more than enough to justify his place. And yet, through it all, Sonny kept showing up in the biggest moments. In the 2015 Rugby World Cup final, he came off the bench and made an instant impact. But what made headlines wasn't just his on-field performance. After the match, he gave his winning medals to a young fan who had been tackled by a security guard after running onto the field. It was spontaneous, it was genuine, and it reminded everyone that behind the controversy, there was still a man trying to do the right thing. Over time, Sonny's public image began to shift. He went from being the money-hungry superstar who walked out on his league team to a thoughtful father of four, faith-driven leader and social advocate. In 2024, he was appointed Pro-Chancellor of a Malaysian university, recognised for his influence beyond sport. And in New Zealand, he began mentoring young players, sharing the lessons he learned the hard way. His presence in the media softened, and the respect he once had to fight for finally began to catch up with him. What's often forgotten is that his transitions between codes were never easy. Every time he switched, whether from league to union or back again, he faced critics who doubted his commitment. Each move came with new systems, new teammates, and massive expectations. Most athletes stay in one lane because it's safe. Sonny didn't. He risked legacy every time he pivoted, knowing full well that one bad season could wreck his reputation. But instead of falling, he thrived. Still, not everyone is convinced. Some fans point to his total All Blacks caps, 58 over almost a decade, as proof that he wasn't a consistent top-tier starter. They argue that others like Ma'anonu or Conrad Smith had more impact over time. But that might miss the point. Sonny wasn't built to be an every-match workhorse. He was the player you unleashed when you needed something different. A game breaker, an X-factor, and when it mattered most, he usually delivered. Beyond the pitch and the ring, his influence is still being written. He became a broadcaster, an author, a mentor, and a cultural voice. He used his platform to talk about fatherhood, mental health, faith, and identity. He's not afraid to admit mistakes, from partying too hard in his early 20s to learning to humility later in life. He's publicly admitted he once didn't know who he was and found stability through religion and family. In many ways, Sonny Bill's greatest transformation wasn't from league to union, but from boy to man. So where does that leave us? Was he overrated, fueled by media hype, global branding, and a marketable smile? Or was he once-in-a-generation talent who broke every mould, challenged every narrative, and walked away with a trophy cabinet few can match? Ever wanted to create your own Rugby Highlights channel just like this one? With my course, the YouTube Creator Toolkit, I show you exactly how I do it, from the tools I use to the templates I built. You get everything. Just copy, paste, and start creating. Learn how to grow your channel, keep viewers hooked, and turn views into income. Click the link in the description below to learn more and start your channel today. Now back to the video. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Sonny Bill's fascinating, polarizing, and unforgettable career, hit that like button, share the video with your mates, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Peace.